Every human being asks two questions. Who am I? And why am I here? Most people spend their entire lives searching for the answers. Science tells us one thing. Religion often tells another. Philosophy offers still more possibilities. But what if all three are missing an even bigger picture? What if the greatest discovery of the 21st century isn't about artificial intelligence or quantum computing or about life on other planets? What if it's about us? Welcome. I'm Stephen Hawley Martin, an author and a researcher. You know, for more than 100 years, science has taught that we're biological machines. When the brain dies, we die. It's a tidy explanation. The problem is the evidence no longer fits. Researchers have documented near-death experiences in which people report clear awareness while brain function appears severely compromised. Children have described previous lives with astonishing details that were later verified. Patients with minimal functioning brain tissue sometimes display completely normal intelligence. Terminally ill patients have unexpectedly regained full mental clarity moments before death. And researchers studying consciousness continue uncovering findings that refuse to fit neatly into the traditional materialist model. Individually, these cases may be dismissed, but taken together, they suggest we may be asking the wrong question. Perhaps consciousness isn't produced by the brain. Perhaps the brain is something else entirely. Imagine a radio. Damage it and the music becomes distorted. Destroy the radio and the music disappears. But did the radio create the music? Of course not. It received the music. What if the brain functions in much the same way? What if consciousness exists independently, while the brain serves as an interface between consciousness and the physical world? Suddenly, many mysteries become understandable. Near-death experiences, mediumship research, remote viewing, past life memories. Instead of contradicting one another, they begin fitting into a coherent picture. And that picture changes everything. Because if consciousness survives the death of the brain, then death itself is likely something very different than what most of us have been led to believe. But another mystery remains. If consciousness comes first, where did the universe come from? For generations, we've assumed that matter came first, and somehow consciousness appeared later. But many of the founders of quantum physics reached a very different conclusion. Max Planck, the founder of quantum theory, suggested consciousness is fundamental. Matter, he argued, derives from consciousness, not the other way around. More and more scientists are now taking this possibility seriously. And if they're right, then reality at its deepest level is actually mental, in that it comes from what I would call the infinite mind. Instead of asking how consciousness emerged from matter, we should ask how matter emerged from consciousness. That single shift changes the entire story of existence. Your existence, my existence, the existence of every living thing. And once that possibility is accepted, an even more personal question emerges. Why would consciousness create a physical universe at all? Why would you be here? It seems possible, perhaps even likely, that life is not an accident, that it's not a meaningless cosmic coincidence. A strong case can be made that the earth is actually a school, a training ground, a place where consciousness develops through relationships, through challenges, through joy, through suffering, through making choices. If that's true, your life has purpose even when it doesn't feel like it. Every setback, every triumph, every relationship, every difficult decision may be contributing to something much larger than you currently realize. Instead of asking, "What do I get out of life?" the better question becomes, "What is life helping me become?" If what you've heard today resonates with you, if you've ever wondered whether there's more to life than you've been taught, then I'd like to invite you to continue the journey, because the ideas I presented here today in this video barely scratch the surface. In my book, Who You Are and Why You Are Here, The Truth Will Set You Free, I bring together decades of research into consciousness, near-death experiences, modern physics, psychology, philosophy. I bring it all together to present what I believe is one of the most compelling answers to humanity's oldest questions. If you'd like to know more, I've placed a link in the description below this video. I hope you'll follow the link and learn more about the book. And if this video is giving you something to think about, please click like, subscribe, and also share this video with someone who's searching for answers like you. Because the greatest journey you'll ever take is discovering who you really are.